talked about unfairly and unjustly, dog, and especially amongst our people. Like we often do that when we got the world doing that to our people, and I'm including you too because your people was also part of the people who get scaled down upon like that because of their their background or the way that they look or the way that they
I
sound, their
understood.
culture. But
I
people
understood.
love the hell out of their culture and embrace a lot of the great things about your culture, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. But what you saw, because many people will listen to you over me because they'll say I'm somebody that root for this and do this. So what you see in that action? Because I thought I saw fight of the year prospect for sure.
I mean, I thought it was a really entertaining fight, but at the end of the day, like the commentary, which they all thought that Brandon Adams won, was saying that like yeah, he's gonna have to find a way to push back. I don't know what the Greeks, I forgot what the Greek's name
Cassaragas,
was.
Cassaragas,
Kakaraikas or something like that. He's got
yeah.
to like figure out how to like push him back because like on the ropes, this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, to me, I thought Brandon Adams was like happily taking him to the ropes because he was even though that's where the Greek wanted it, it was at the ropes. Like literally the Brandon Adams was winning all the exchanges. Like he was turning them, like he was taking all kinds of low blows, headbutts. I mean, like in the infighting was one in the entirety of the fight was won by Brandon Adams. So
DBO
essentially, he was
crushes in
beating
the
him at
back.
his own game.
So I'm gonna take this time to in your break in your commentary to say first and foremost, spot on. That's what I saw too, man. I thought that inside that corner, it to me it reminded me so much of that first Figueroa and Scooter fight that somebody could have made the fight much more easier for them had they boxed, but they chose to fight the way the other opponent wanted to fight, and they did it at a much higher level. And he was catching a whole lot of those shots. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, he was changing angles on him. He turned him pretty effectively. I thought he could have turned him a lot more because my man was putting too much of his weight into him. Like you said, he was leading in with his head and he was butting. He was doing a lot of grabbing, a lot of like short forearm shivering and shoulder thrust. And he definitely was hitting below the belt, man. I mean, I counted at least 40 of them and only four times
Go ahead.
being and no points deducted. He got talked to about it four times, none deducted. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of cold because in a fight where it looks a certain way because it did look like my man was being the bully in the fight. I'm not gonna take away from him because he was doing fantastic work in there. He was doing some good shots and some shots was landing, but both of them took
Yeah.
hell of a shot. Oh, you saw the fight? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was BVO. My bad.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
but yeah, so I agree with you, man. And I think like you said, he definitely in the way the fight was going, the fight that played within the other fighter's fight, he did better at it than the other fighter did. And yet and still he was not given a victory. And that's why judges, to me, need to be graded and they need to be held like when fighters break the rules or when they do something that's dirty, they get put on suspension. I think the same thing need to happen with judges. And then also, if it's very egregious, I think some of them need to have their check taken from them for that fight as well too. What you think about that?
I mean, I agree with you, but I mean, that's never gonna happen. I forgot what fight it was. It was a fight that was closely contested. I want to say it was. I forgot what the fight was, but it was closely contested, and a couple of the riders, and like respected writers, they went to the convention meeting or to the no excuse me to the athletic commission meeting which appoints the judges for the particular fight, and they brought up they brought up a similar grievances to the actual like uh athletic board representatives, and they just brushed them off. They didn't even
Mm.
acknowledge it. They didn't even acknowledge the question. I think they gave them something about like, oh, this is not a hearing for this and this that, and the other. So at the end of the day, bro, they like the judging how it is. I mean, I've heard many people on YouTube and before YouTube even existed come up with a lot of good ideas on how judging could be made better. Just with little tweaks, not revamping the whole system. But
Yeah,
they ain't trying to hear it.
you're right. It's too much money to be made, bro. And some people They make out big on some of the way that these decisions factor out, man. But I'm telling you, D, you definitely gotta check out that fight, man. That fight was quality, absolute quality for a
Yeah, it
fight.
was it
Fight
was
event.
it was a very entertaining fight, and also I also think Brandon Adams is still in jail, to be honest, since he upset Bohachuk 3 years ago. I think he's still in jail, to be honest.
Yo, I apologize about that, man. This make you freaking crazy, dog. That truck is lethal. But yeah, man, I think you're right, man, because Boacek was the hype train, and he went over there and he absolutely destroyed that man.
Yep.
And
And then Bohachuk's gotten gotten the shot at I believe it was an interim title versus a dude that already had lost, a few
yeah,
times to top rated contenders or in championship. Even though he's a good fighter, he still lost.
yeah.
Bohachuk just lost to Virgil, and he's about to get another big time
Okay,
assignment versus Madrimov. So I mean, like,
I would love to see that fight, bro. I honestly, man, what do you think about that Virgil fight, dog? I want your honest opinion about that Virgil fight.
I thought it was a really close fight that
Okay,
Virgil pulled it out in the championship rounds. To be
okay,
honest,
bet,
I
bet,
thought he could have folded under the pressure of the few knockdowns. The first knockdowns, or not the first knockdowns in his career, but like first knockdowns in that magnitude of a fight. But I thought Virgil pulled it off. But it was a very close fight. I'm not mad at anybody that had Bohachuk winning that fight.
yeah.
Some people had it a draw, but I'm not mad. I thought Virgil did enough, to be honest.
No, no, I absolutely agree, and to a point, I think that one of those knockdowns wasn't really a knockdown, but it was scored a knockdown. I respect it because the punch was landed. Also, the one that really was a knockdown, I thought that after that knockdown, Virgil controlled every minute of that round, every second of that round from that knockdown on, man. So that round could have easily been scored 9-9 for the way he dominated the round after the knockdown. My bad. So
Yeah,
I
I
agree
haven't
with
seen
you.
the fight in a minute, but I do remember vaguely making a commentary to myself about, like, it was a certain knockdown that after that knockdown going forward, I thought Virgil took control of the fight.
Took absolute control. Now it was a great fight, man. I'm not gonna take nothing away from Boacek. I thought that, as you stated, you could make a case, especially given the fact that he was awarded 2 knockdowns. But I do believe the cleaner, more effective work was done by Virgil in that round. And I don't care how a fight looks; it's what's actually doing, what's actually happening in the ring. Like who's actually controlling the space, who's actually landing the cleaner, effective punches, who's blocking things, who's making a fighter make adjustments and make moves that they probably wouldn't likely be inclined to do. Those things take effect in scoring, man. And I mean, I think a lot of people don't see that. What they see is pressure, and they like
Hmm.
pressure. I mean,
Yeah,
that's why so many people get talked about for being fantastic boxers. There's no way in earth you could tell me that Shakur is not a great fighter, dog. A boxer, I should say, a great boxer. Now, be a fighter, I got to see him engaged in a fight. But as a boxer, fantastic, bro. You gonna have to get some. You gonna have to bring some ish to the table to get him to break his what he wants you to do, so to
I
speak.
mean, I would tell you that Shakur is not a great boxer, but that's just me. I mean,
You don't believe he's a great boxer? A boxer.
nah,
I'm just saying facts.
I think
Boxer.
he's overrated, bruh. I think he's I
Let's
think he's
talk
a low key
about.
hype job, but a lot of people think because I lost my shirt when he fought Valdez, and that really has nothing to that to me that means nothing because at the end of the day, I've lost my shirt with a plenty of fighters that I thought were gonna win, but at the end of the day, I just don't think Shakur. I don't know. Shakur, the jury's still out for Shakur, but I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt, as I've told many.
Oh well, I agree with the statement. The jury is out still on Tank, bro. To be honest, people got to see him in some they consider a 50-50 fight. Now I don't know who that would be for him at 135. I don't know what a 50-50 fight looks for him at 135. To tell you the truth, I think he's favored over everybody at 135. Now will he win every fight? I'm not sure because you never know what happens in a fight, how the fighter feels.
Hmm.
What things took place in the training camp. But that being said, if everything's equal, I don't see nobody at 135 at this current time beating Tank. I think his competition's at 140, possibly maybe a stretch at 147. But I don't see it at 135. But at the same time, token, you got to see him against people. So I agree with what you're saying, and I mean, you know, for all intents and purposes, I think there's fights out there for Shakira that people. I think that Cepeda fight will be a challenging fight because many people say, Tevin Farmer did 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 well enough to win the fight. I think he did well enough to make himself uh possibly get the fight, but I still thought that Cepeda did the better action in the ring.
Yeah,
So
I thought Cepeda won clear. Tevin Farmer, I knew it was going to be a tough fight for Cepeda because it was Cepeda's first time fighting a legitimate like former champion that like he like to me it's like yeah, Tevin Farmer in his prime was that dude. But the thing was like the one fighter to beat him in his prime was JoJo, a fighter similar to Cepeda. It's just Cepeda throws like 50% more punches than JoJo does. And at one point, JoJo like threw a lot more punches than the current iteration that we know him as.
yeah,
Um, but JoJo's always been a really really good fighter, and like and to me, shit, man, that's still looking back on it, it was a very impressive win, especially like Devin Farmer, man. It's like he looking unbeatable at the time, but no, I thought Farmer fought excellent, man. Especially he changed up his style. He actually did what he said he was gonna do. I believe in the lead up, moving up to 135, because I think he had like one or two, three fights at 135 before he fought Zepeda. But like he did say that he was gonna have to like start fighting more, and I thought he fought. I was talking to this one dude that I talked boxing with, Mexican cat. Like we were impressed on like how Farmer reminded us of like old school American boxing, where they used to like
mhm,
like a lot of people like kind of like typecast American fighters now, where they on the back foot too much or they're too defensive, blah blah blah. Where I
mhm,
remember there was a point where like fighters like Purnell in his like lightweight days, or Sugar Ray Leonard, any American fighter you could say from back in those days, where like they blended the two. They were able
mhm.
to fight on the back foot, fight on the front foot. They're just like complete fighters. You get what I'm saying? And I think Tevin Farmer reminded us that there's still fighters out there. And then Tevin Farmer is from like the old school, like the old
Yeah,
school
yeah,
American
yeah,
fighting school.
yeah,
Where like
yeah, definitely.
I thought he fought a tremendous fight. The only thing was it's just like Cepeda's like it was just
Too,
you just tell
too
by the
much.
punch stats, even though like punch
Yeah,
stats are just for us, the judges don't see it, but you could see it in the fight. I mean, like Zepeda was like, even though he was getting caught with some hellacious shots from Tevin Farmer, he was still landing 2-1, 3-1. You know,
yeah,
so
yo,
that's what
that,
ultimately won him the fight, in my opinion.
yeah, no, 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 I absolutely agree with you. I'm gonna make a comment on the punch stats, bro, because I've seen it in various fights. Punch stats not accurate as hell, God. Especially that fight last night. There were times when that fight counter was being displayed, and I would see Adams land about 6 shots, and that
Hmm.
that land would not go up, but the punch stat thrown would tick up. Like
Yeah,
it looked like they. What you said about Boacek was coming to haunt him. Like we're not about to let him beat this dude, and that's the feel I got listening to the commentary. There was one dude that was truly being unbiased. He was like, "Hey, I don't know. It looked like the round was made by him. I mean, great job by Caceres doing this, and that. But the cleaner, more effective work was being done. This, and then you got the other ones like, yeah, I don't know. He's just winning because he's pushing him to the ropes. It seems like if I was watching the fight, I would see him as the one that's controlling most of the action. I know that this guy is doing some clean. He's blocking some of the fight, so you could see the play, and that's why like I don't like listening to it with commentary, but I had to because I was at work and my phone was off of me. It was on the flow, actually projecting the screen on the wall, so I could see it and hear it at the same time. So it it looked as though they didn't want this brother to win. They wanted the other brother to win, and I think what you said with Voracek is part of the reason why we're not about to let this happen again. And I've also seen stats not register when somebody is quote unquote untouchable. Now I saw in the fight with
hmm.
Shakur and um what's the brother name from what's his name? He fought
Which
he
Artem or De Los Santos?
no, not those two, the other one. The Robson, Conceição,
Oh,
Conceição.
Consequel.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Conceição. Yeah, that's how you
Oh,
say
yeah, I
it.
don't know
You
how to
right?
say
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. That's how you say it. That man said that he only in the fight landed 9 body shots, bro. I swear to God, in the first round, he landed 6. In the first round alone, he had landed 6. By the round 4, he had 13 body shots landed. And I watched it in slow motion. And yet they said that man in the whole fight only had 9 body shots. I said, God dang, dog. When they want something to look a certain way, they will make it look a certain way. And we know that applies in that boxing game because it applies in life. When they want you to believe something, they will make it look a certain way.
Yeah.
So, yo,
Yeah,
shout
yeah,
out
yeah.
to my man D1. Shout out to Ant McQueen. Shout out to my main man Crush the Legend. He should be up here. Bentley Ear. Shout out to
Yeah.
my man Teach and Define Honorary, man. I'm gonna put the link in. I can't actually put the link in the chat. Hey, let me go ahead and talk, Pure. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
holler
yeah.
at
I could put the link in the chat. But yeah, Crush was in the background a few, I don't know, like 5 minutes ago, but I
Oh,
think
he
BVO's
was?
gonna let everybody.
Oh, let me holler at
Well,
that.
Crush can let himself in, can he? Or he just runs his show
I
on
thought
alone
he
in front of.
could. I thought
I
he
thought he
could.
could too, but I'll put it up in there. Yeah,
I'm
but I
a
was gonna
kind
say,
of
yeah, that's why to me, essentially, Box is useless. To me, it was only created just to kind of like muddle the perception of who won in
yeah,
like real close fights for the
fact.
boxing fans. But I use it seldomly just to like when it's like clear, like when they actually
Yeah.
think, okay, they actually got it pretty much right, you know. But in especially in fights where there's so little or so many punches landed and thrown. Oh come on, man! That was one guy hitting a button, supposed to keep track of all those punches
Oh,
accurately.
that right there is Puro Sur. He from the South. He from the mighty, mighty South, dog, where it's nothing
Yeah,
but pure stuff there. Hey, shout out to my guy, Just Do. Continue to cook. I'm try to hit this fool up and tell him we got people in the back, man. If he over there playing
yeah,
around, it should be
yeah.
on.
Put the link to. I put the link to.
Oh, you did? Oh, good shit.
Yeah,
That good stuff.
yeah, man. What up, D1? How y'all doing?
But
Gonna
yeah,
keep
man. I
that.
mean, I agree. I thought the fight was a great fight, man. I thought that my man Adams definitely did better work in the ring and wasn't accounted for. I thought the same thing with Serrano. My heart dropped for Serrano, man, because it breaks
Yeah,
my heart when somebody puts so much passion, so much effort, and so much love into what they do, man, and it just doesn't get respected. I thought that, in that fight, Katie Taylor fought valiantly, but she fought as somebody that was trying to keep somebody off of them and wasn't very effective at doing it. Whereas,
dirty as all hell too. I'll tell you what.
you said what?
Dirty as all hell. The Katie Taylor
Oh,
chick.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't want to soil her, but in the same vein, I thought that was going on last night, man. I thought that my man was using, he was using some old school tactics, some Irish tactics, so to speak. That she fight like where she from, bro. Like that's what they do where they from, man. They whatever they can use to get the advantage, they will. So to a degree, I think that's just what her upbringing was. So
Yeah,
whenever she really in a dog fight, she gonna revert to what she did when she was young. Okay, this is how I get a Mickey Freaky up off me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to get the advantage. I thought even doing that, she never got the advantage, bro. Like she can batted herself very well. Like she made sure that hey, we saw the distance. There was some times where it was looking rocky. I know that's the main reason why she was opposed to the 3 minutes because she know in that first part, if it was 3 minutes, she would have been up out of there. So I don't want to give this chance where she can wear me down, and I ain't got nothing left, and then I'm out of there. And I think to a great deal, whenever she feels that, you're gonna see a lot more head. You're gonna see some shoulder thrust. And it's part of boxing if you can get away with it. And she was allowed to get away with it. But even with that said, when you look at the body of work by both fighters in that ring, how do you not give the fight to Amanda Sunrise? That's all I want.
I don't know. I thought she got robbed a couple times, both fights.
Yeah,
But in all honesty, like B Hop's one of my favorite fighters. That
yeah,
I've
that
ever
boy's
seen fight,
technician. Yeah,
and he
he's
has a
tech.
reputation of being a very dirty fighter. But he's super well respected. So everybody's got their tactics.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. But yeah, he's a technician extraordinaire. B Hop, no joke up in that ring for sure. And so is Katie Taylor. I got to give her props, man. She tough. She a tough cookie because Serrano was landing some serious shots on her. And,
Yeah.
she was able to endure. Man, I just hated to see her cry, man, because that's in that moment. That's like no matter what I did, no matter how hard I worked. I outworked her in every single facet, man. The girl actually had to land headshots to get me to the point where it even looked like it's competitive. Because if you take the split off of her face was pretty much spotless.
Mhm.
So that lets you know that the shots that were being landed wasn't with pepper. You know what I'm saying? With her face on the other end, oh, that bad boy was bruised up. You see her the next day, she got purple all over her face. And yeah, she just couldn't get that dub, man. And I was looking at it, and they was talking about cleaner shots. Man, the stats didn't. They told us truth from that story for sure. Cause she landed more and she threw more, and she landed at a higher percent, and she still lost. And
Yeah.
it's sad, man, because there's nothing to do to these people who had do this to these fighters, bro. And they're the ones that people are lying. They're not lining up to see judges. They're not lining
Yeah.
up to see
I feel you.
referees. They're lining up to see them. And I mean, I know a great deal of the fighter, the people in that public was there to see if Mike Tyson could recapture old greatness and knock somebody out one last time again. But best believe a lot of people in there want to see Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fight. And especially because Serrano was on that card. And man, on the list, on the pantheon, or that what you call it, that round Mount Rushmore of women's boxing, you got to put her name up there, man. That girl, she a true asset to the sport, women's sport, man. She an ambassador for sure. And on top of that, she can fight her ass off.
Yeah.
Respect to Amanda Serrano.
Facts. I'm not a big women's boxing fan, but yeah, the Serrano she could fight.
What's Cap? What's simply Cap, man? And no, we giving Katie her credit. I give her credit. I will not discredit her. If you think she won the fight, that's cool, man. I even can slightly see how you would say that, man. I think she did a very good job of at the end of rounds throwing like shoe shine punches that looked better than what they really are. But I think that the more effective punches clearly throughout the course of every round was being landed by Serrano. But like I say, activity often gets mistaken for achievement. And I believe somebody else said it this way: don't expect that you're moving somewhere, you're actually making progress. Movement don't always mean progress. So that's how I saw the fight, man. But it was a great fight nonetheless. And
Yeah, it was entertaining.
last night was very entertaining as well, man.
It was.
So
It was.
we got any fights tonight, man?
Not to my knowledge. Not for a couple weeks, to be honest.
Okay, who's in a couple of weeks again?
We got the rematch with Valdez and Navarrete.
Oh,
Who
that's a
else we
fight right there.
got? What else we got? What else we got? I forgot who else we got.
That's a fight right there. I like to see that.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Who we got? Who we got? I just had it up. It's right here. Cool, cool, cool. We got. Let me see. Yeah, in a couple weeks, like I said, Valdez Navarrete, and we
Oh,
got.
BC and Espinoza is on the 7th. That's my birthday, dog. We
Oh
dropping
yeah,
bombs on my birthday,
it's the
dog.
same. The same day as that. It's the same card actually. It's the same card. Same card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, that's
it's
the
the
same
same
card for
card.
sure.
Same card. Yeah. What else we got? Like of note. Sonny Edward versus Yafai, which I'm not really interested in, but anybody interested in that fight? You
Well, I
know.
mean, if Sonny Edwards can not get hit, he gonna be all right, man. If he get hit, you already know what's gonna happen.
I mean, I mean, that to me, Sonny Edwards is one of the most overrated fighters that
Yeah,
I've
no doubt.
ever seen in a
No.
long time. I don't know. I'm not a
He a
big Sonny
tough
fan.
son of gun, though. He a tough son of gun. That's why they fight him. And he got the perfect complexion. for the protection and the
I'm a fan
connection.
of his little brother or his older brother. He was a good fighter.
Yeah. Oh hell
Uh,
yeah.
Santillan's coming back on that same card with Robesi and Espinoza and Navarrete and Valdez.
Be interesting to
Liam
see how
Paro
these
and
are going.
Hitchens is coming up
Oh,
too.
great, great, great. I would love to see that. I think that's gonna be action packed.
I hope. I
I
hope.
think no, I think Paro's gonna make it action packed, bro.
Yeah. I hope so, man. I mean, I think Paro's gonna beat the ever living shit out of him, but I've been wrong in the past. Let me see. Who
Well,
else
your
is coming?
boy be talking enough junk. He better be there to fight, cause I think Paro coming to fight.
Yeah, I think so
Period.
too.
Point blank.
And I called the against Matias. I called that shit. I thought he was gonna beat him.
Yeah, you were one of the few people who saw that one coming, bro. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
one
lie
of the
to you.
very few, one of the very few.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah,
because
yeah,
like
yeah.
I wouldn't say Matias is overhyped. I mean, excuse me, I wouldn't say he's overrated, but he's definitely been overhyped the entirety of his career, especially when he killed the dude. When you kill a dude, you're usually gonna get that extra that extra hype that's sometimes you gotta like okay, ignore that one fight and look at the body of work.
But even in the body of work, man, that was just the fact that he took some really man. That Jeremiah Ponce's when he took him down, bro. When you look at that fight, bro, it was one way and then it wasn't, and I'm like, damn, dog, what happened? And it was that body work he was doing, man. So I was thinking that body work was just gonna be too much for Paro too, and inside, and pretty soon he was just gonna break him down, dog. Because in those fights that he did win the Ponce fight and the fight with what's her name, they had excellent moments, and the next thing you know they didn't. But Paro was not having none of that, dog. Not none of that, and he went
Ponce
in
was
there.
piecing him up, to be honest.
He was
He
winning
was
the
piecing
fight.
he was
He
piecing him
was
up. I
winning
was
the
surprised that he quit. So when he quit, I was like, that's what you get. Fuck it.
Yeah, the body work, man. He was putting that body work in there, and it was just. I think that he knew it was only a space of time because he couldn't keep him off of him no more, and he was digging that body that it was going to be a drop, and I don't think he wanted to get dropped. So he was like,
Mm,
"Dog, that's just enough. I can't take it."
that's a wrap.
And it's sad to say, man, because as a boxer, you want to go out on your shield, but at the same time, you want to protect yourself, dog. And I'm still a great boxer. I still can make money in this thing. I ain't trying to damage myself just to prove a point here. But you're right. He was piecing him up something fierce. Like it was fierce. Me and
It
my
was.
man Ant McQueen, we did a breakdown on that boy. He said Boxer de Noche been on. See, that's my guy right there. He know whenever it's a fight every goddamn day, and Ant be on it. Ant McQueen is the guy. Shout out my
I was
guy
gonna
too.
I was gonna ask you real quick. What do you think of the tank card that just got announced yesterday?
Okay, so let's talk about it, man.
Um,
Let's talk.
I actually thought it was a pretty decent card, other than like because I'm a big tank fan, but I'm not interested in the Lamont Roach fight because even though Roach is not, he's a really good fighter, champion. Everything everybody says about him. He's got no shot against Tank, bro. Like he's a good fighter. It's just, I mean, let's say he's like two and a half levels above below Tank, bro. I mean, like Tank's gonna have to carry him just to make it competitive, in my humble opinion. But I thought the
So,
undercard was
so,
kind of like strengthened it a little bit. But go ahead.
oh no 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 no. So you don't think that his skill set is like one of the most polished skill sets that entered the ring against Tank? No, I'm just asking just from skill set.
No, no,
You
no.
look at his fights and say that he ain't that skilled, bro. I think who you think I know who the fighters that he been in there that are more skilled than him.
Um, Jamel Herring, and I don't think Jamel Herring is like super duper skilled, but I mean, he did the
No, I'm
best
talking
with
about
what he had.
yeah, Tank opponents
You
though.
know, Oh, tank opponents that tanks the opponents that had Roach's skill set.
Better
Oh,
skills than
better skill than the Lamont Roach.
yeah, because I think he's a highly skilled fighter. I really
Off the
do.
top of my
I
head,
look at
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. Go ahead. No. Go
No, I
ahead.
was just saying, off the top of my head, Frank Martin,
Mm.
Ryan, Who else? Who else? Who else? Obviously Pedraza. And we're talking about like not Pedraza as we know him right now.
No,
Right
I
now,
know. When you talking about
right now I
Pedraza,
think
you
I'll beat
talking
the
about the
shit out of
Pedraza.
Pedraza, and
Yeah, you talking about
I
the
never boxed
Pedraza that
professionally in
Tank
my
fought.
life. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got you. I know where you at with it.
I mean, like, shit, man. Yeah, well, those are three off the top of my head.
Now you have seen my man extensively fight, right? I'm
Hmm.
talking about slipping punches, creating angles, keeping that head off the line. You know what I'm saying? Got the body, the level change, y- things like that, man. You seen so many. I think he's a tremendously skilled fighter, man. I think that when you teach a person to fight, you could look at him and go to his footwork and say, hey, like, this is how you create openings on offense. Oh, this is how you create openings from your defense. This is how you transition from offense to defense and defense to offense. So I think that he's a tremendously skilled fighter. I just think Tank is special, bro. I really do. And I just can't wait for him to fight the people that they say he got to fight just so he can show people how special he truly is. And then we will hear the narrative change that these people were overhyped. They were overrated or he aged them out. I think that's what will happen when he gets in the ring with somebody when both fighters are at peak and on their A game. Both A games go in there, Tank. I don't see Tank losing. I'm just being honest with it because the boy's skill set is tremendous. His his uh his footwork is excellent. His feint job, I mean, his feint game is excellent. You know, he could take a punch, and on top of that, he can administer one. So, like, you gonna have to really be like spot on. He really gonna have to have an off night for you to really catch him and get something off on him. But that being said, man, I love the skill set of Lamont Roach. Do I love the fight? I only love it from a boxing standpoint, and because it was the best fight available. Only fight I'm really interested in him fighting is the fighters that he said he wanted to fight. So I want him to make those fights. But the card is fire though. I love the card. The card is absolute fire. It's matchups with championships on the line. So you know you got to be some good fights. I think they owe it to the public because they done had a couple of dates go awry. So you gotta come out there with some heat. And
Yeah.
ultimately, even though Jake Paul and them trailblazed that path, I think the big goal is to make Tank sell out a stadium that can hold 100 and some $1,000. So, I mean, 1,000 people. So in order for it to do it, you're gonna have to generate buzz, and then you're gonna have to line it up too. So I'm thinking that they're trying to make these next fights. That fight, I think the Benavides fight right there, they're trying to build the buzz so that they can stack a card and stack a effing stadium and shut everybody up. Because that's what I really believe they are. Me and myself. But if
You know,
we want to go bout by bout, we definitely could talk about it, man. I'm with it.
and you know what I want to say too. Now that I think about it a little bit, the way I think where I think you're coming from, if I'm putting yourself in your position, is that I guess shit. I've been watching boxing for so long, so fights at this level, like
Yeah,
skills don't really matter to me as much as
yeah.
they do to the next
The
dude. Because
lights.
day,
Yeah, yeah.
at
The
the end of
light
the day, there's been so many skilled boxers have come into
for
the
sure,
pro ranks and haven't panned out. Ricardo Williams is one that comes to
for
mind.
sure, for
This
sure,
guy was highly touted.
for
Like
sure.
I like he was like have you ever
Had
heard of like
everything.
gym champions?
Yeah.
Like gym champions, like this
Oh
guy
hell yeah.
supposedly never lost a sparring against
Thunderstorm.
anybody.
Thunderstorm
But
Johnson.
yeah, but it just didn't translate to the pro game.
For sure.
Another guy that I reminded of is what's his name? I forget his name, but he fought Randall Bailey a while back, and he was actually beating him pretty good. It was his first step up, and I believe it was for a vacant title. And he was beating him like I believe every single round until Randall Bailey eventually caught him, and then he just kind of fell by the wayside. It's just at this level, especially at the championship level, at the lower levels, contender level and below, yeah, skills mean a lot because you can separate. You can see the separation between the highly skilled versus the ones that are like, okay, it's gonna take a bit of luck and a bit of experience to get over the hump. But it's just like when I seen a Lamont Roach get a gifted draw versus a dude that is very mediocre in skill versus this guy, I forget his name. but he fought Salido at one point, and this was a disputed draw. I actually thought Lamont Roach lost it. It's like I just don't think it's either his coaching or what it is. He just doesn't have the experience enough, or just the wherewithal to just like once he gets somebody with his same skill set, or somebody with a little bit less skill set but with a lot more experience, he just gets found out. And that's why I just don't like this fight in particular. But at the end of the day, I mean, like I think D Free was mentioned in earlier. I mean, like, yeah, we criticized Tank a little bit too much about this one fight when like Shakur, yeah, was gonna fight a dude coming off of a loss, blah blah blah. I mean, you get what I'm saying? It is what it is at this point.
Oh, for sure. Definitely for sure, man. I mean,
Definitely.
I get where you're coming from, and you're right. You could have all the skill set in the world and don't necessarily mean. I mean, I'll give you one from a different sport.
Hmm.
I'm a huge Dodger fan.
Me too.
You, I know you because you from that deep south, baby, where it's
LA,
they
LA.
bleed blue. I got you, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Go
also
ahead, man.
from.
Cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you ain't cut me off, baby boy. You affirmed me. You affirmed me, and you know where we going with this. My
Right.
God, one of the greatest pitchers of all time. Mickey Fricky is a giant in the regular season. You get that Mickey Fricky in the postseason, and you let him go to sixth inning, just comes unraveled. And Kershaw will blow everything out in one inning. And it's always that sixth inning. Everyone he started, he was fine until the sixth inning. The sixth inning, it just boom, something pops and all kind of stuff come unraveled. Throughout the regular season, he can perfect game you, shut you out, get you all kind of Ks. But in that sixth inning against the playoffs, any team, it don't matter what team it is, his stock come undone. And we blew championships because of that. Also coaching decisions too that helped. But I mean, a prime example of having all the talent, all the skills in the
Cheating. Don't
world,
forget about
just not
cheating.
getting it done when the moment is at its brightest. And sometimes that light be the thing that they really can't handle. It supersedes everything that they got inside them and that they know at that moment, and that moment becomes the gravity of everything becomes too much for them to burden. So they buckle. So I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. I just love that man as a boxer, like what he can do in the ring. And I think that if he can let the skill set shine for as long as the fight lasts, it's going to be a great fight. And I think then you will see the true thing in Tank, and the beast will be unleashed. And unfortunately, I know some of my contemporaries believe it's a decision, but it's going to be a decision by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to be a decision. Because
Yeah.
Tank just that dude, man. I like it. I like to see it happen, though, man, because I could be wrong.
No, I know he's that dude,
Shout out
man.
my guy,
And
I'm busy.
it is what it is, man. It is. But yeah, getting off of the main event, I think Ryo versus Gary Antoine is a good fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm glad they
Oh,
made that
hell
one.
yeah. Hell yeah. And that's redemption for my man. That's redemption. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I like that fight. And, Puyo on that fight, on that card.
No, it's the undercard. The other undercard is shit. This is the stinker of that card. But I'm gonna give him a pass because one, I'm a fan, and two, like he hasn't fought in like forever. So like they're not just gonna put him in there with a really tough task. But it's Jermal Charlo versus Thomas Lamana.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. I agree with you, but I mean, he's coming off. So you
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
give him
but I
something.
mean, Lamanna though, I mean, could have been somebody else. But anyways, I mean, like, I'm a Jamal fan. It is what it is with his drinking and all his personal shit. But it is what it is. And then the last one is Stanionis versus this undefeated fighter named Gaiasov. Kazakh fighter, untested, but he's an okay fighter. We'll see how it pans out. But yeah, I thought it was a fire card, but until I saw that, like, yeah, this Ryo and Gary Anton's probably going to be the only, you know, competitive in the card. But is what it is, man. And I don't know, man. In my humble opinion, man, people are spinning their wheels on this Tank versus Shakur, bro. Because I don't think Shakur will ever fight Tank. But prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Well, we lost a homie, but I'm sure he'll be back. And if he isn't back, salute to the chat. I'll wait for some minutes and see if the homies pull back up. If not, we'll see what's up. All for y'all soon. For y'all soon. Both of you soonin. I don't understand. But okay. Salute to Big Dre. Salute to Bentley. Salute to whoever that's the big capper in the chat. As you can see, that's why I don't go live a lot because I suck when I have to think of things to talk about. But let me see. Salute to Tim Layton, D1. Salute. What else is up in here? Salute to Define Irony. I seen you in the chat this live. I think I saw you. It was your first time. The last time you were up here. So welcome to the channel. See. Salute to Teach. Salute to Crush, obviously. Cool dude. Salute to Aunt McQueen. I don't think I've ever chopped it up, or maybe I'm just, or maybe I'm. The name sounds. I think I chopped it up with Aunt McQueen. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't remember names too well, to be honest. So my fault if I'm like, oh yeah, how can you forget? But anyways, no offense. See. Yeah, I think I saluted everybody. Oh no, wait. Salute to Just Do Boxing. It's a guy I haven't chopped it up with, but I have seen a couple of his lives, and I have seen him around the communities, as they say. And I'm Puro Sur. I think they're about to end the live because the homies, fucking BVO is the only one that can let anybody up, and he's sleeping. Capping about how Tevin Farmer got robbed. Not just playing. But anyway, salute to BVO and salute to all the homies here, man. Thank you for having me, as always, and peace. I'll see y'all when I look at you. I'll stay up just in case they want to keep it live, and in 10 minutes they come back. But anyway, peace. Quick commentary, real quick. Yeah, I saw your comment, D1. Yeah, yeah. Shit is fucking hard, bro, and time consuming, bro. I'm bad at it, bro. But when I'm on the panel, usually with you know, dudes that can actually talk boxing. I love to talk shit too. Like a lot of people know me for talking shit. I love doing that too. But yeah, going live is hard, man. So salute to everybody that does it, man, because I can't do it and I don't. So, anyways, just want to respond to that comment. Peace. This Big Dre with the GTD gloves is puro. See, I'm still around. Ha. But yeah, no, I'm puro, by the way. Likewise, brother. Shout out to the homie Crush.